alias Alice, tumingin ka sa akin. Lumalabas na nakalap ng aking tanggapan, isa ka sa nagtayo ng 3 Lin Q Farm noong taong 2015. At ikaw mismo nagdeklarang CEO. Correct?
Sen, may case po final po sa akin sa AMLAC. So, I invoke my right against self-incrimination po. Sorry po.
May mga dokumento na eh. Pinapa-confirm ko lang sa'yo.
Opo, Sen. Pero may na-file na rin po sa akin ng AMLAC.
Okay, what is the nature of the business?
The nature of the business po is piggery po.
Okay, where is it located?
Malabobo.
Where?
Malabobo, mga Tarem, Pangasinan.
Mga Tarem. Is it still operational?
Sa ngayon po, Sen, hindi ko po alam.
Hindi mo alam pero ikaw CEO.
Sen, I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
I'm just asking if it is still operational. That is not an incriminating question.
Operating po, hindi ko po alam as of the moment.
Gaano kalaki itong farm nito? Gaano kalawak?
Sen, pasensya na po talaga.
Gaano kalawak? That is not an incriminating question.
May final na po sa akin ng AMLAC po.
That is not an incriminating question. You answer.
Opo, pero may na-file na po sa akin si AMLAC.
So what? I'm just asking you, gaano kalawak?
Sen, hindi ko po alam po yung exact po. At alam ko po, Sen, na since may na-file na po sa akin ng AMLAC, I invoke my right against self-incrimination po.
But I'm telling you, my question is not incriminating. So you can just answer. Ilan square meters? 1,000 ba? 2,000 ba? 3,000 ba?
Sen, pasensya na po. May na-file na po sa akin ng AMLAC.
Alam mo, talagang... O, ilan yung alaga mong baboy doon?
Sen, pasensya na po talaga.
Meron akong kuling 3 tanong sa PAOK and then bibigyang daan ko na yung aking mga colleagues simula sa SP pro tempore. Yusek Cruz, nung nakaraang hearing, tinanong ko po kung yung huling raid nyo sa Cebu naman ay nag-uncover ng link sa Bamban at pati sa Porac. Pwede nyo po bang i-expound on yun ngayon?
Yes, Madam Chair. If you would allow Director Winston Casio to present the simple video presentation.
Salamat, Yusek Cruz, Director Casio. Pero bago natin ipakita, ilang minuto yung video na to?
Siguro ma'am, less than 5 minutes.
Okay, please proceed.
We gave the copy to the Senate Secretariat already, to the Committee Secretariat.
Yes, ipapakita na po natin. Yan na po.
That is a video presentation, ma'am. It supposedly meron po yung voice over.
Hanggat ma-up yung audio, baka pwede nyo
Yes, ma'am.
i-annotate muna.
Basically, ma'am, the operation was a request from the Indonesian Embassy po kasi around July 21, 3 Indonesian nationals were able to escape from that Pogo hub. Then they were secured by the National Bureau of Investigation around July 22. The Indonesian Embassy submitted a request to the NBI Central Office, ma'am.
Villas, and conference venues.
Sige, panoorin na po muna natin.
On August 31st, 2024, at about 3 p.m., a joint rescue operation was conducted at the Tourist Garden Hotel in Barangay Agus, Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. The operation was led by the NBI SEBDO, DSWD-7, PCTC, BI, AFP, and the DOJ IICAT, with support from POCC. The primary objective of the operation was to rescue 8 Indonesian nationals who were reportedly being held against their will. Following a request from the Indonesian embassy, 6 Indonesian nationals were successfully rescued. The large compound, with Singapore-like amenities, features 10 multi-story buildings, which include KTV lounges, restaurants, swimming pools, hotel rooms, villas, and conference venues. During the rescue operation, authorities uncovered 169 foreign nationals involved in several fraudulent companies operating within the compound. Initially, authorities documented 3 scam firms, but recent findings suggest the presence of 5 scam operations within the said compound. Following their apprehension, all individuals were subjected to an inquest proceeding by the BI and subsequently charged with immigration violations. One female Chinese minor was identified during the operation and turned over to the DSWD Field Office 7 for appropriate care. Authorities also identified a Chinese fugitive with fraud charges who was involved in operating the scam farm. A total of 16 foreign nationals and 1 Filipino were charged with qualified trafficking in persons. Additionally, the NBI intercepted a Filipino who was found to have previously been employed as an admin assistant at Lucky South 99 in Porac, Pampanga. She explained that on June 3, 2024, prior to the raid at Lucky South 99, her employer received a tip about the impending operation. She also disclosed that a team leader named Jordan informed her that she should accompany the team to Cebu if she wanted to receive her salary. They departed from Manila on either June 8th or 9th, 2024. Upon arrival in Cebu, they were taken to the MSK building in Mabolo, Cebu City, where approximately 200 workers from Lucky South 99 had been relocated. During the operation, the hotel's housekeeping attempted to take outside about 8 million pesos in cash by concealing it in a box. The money was subsequently handed over to the custody of NBI Sebdo. The authorities discovered sanitary, fire safety, and business permits, along with a BIR registration certificate issued to Huayan Realties Inc. and Cyber Internet House Corp. Within the compound. These companies are suspected of being fronts to conceal scam operations conducted on the premises. Backtracking of records from the NBI Central Visayas, NBI Severo, revealed that their unit conducted an operation at the same resort on August 2nd, 2019, which resulted in the rescue of 34 Chinese women. These women had been lured from China with fraudulent offers of legitimate employment in a Philippine offshore gaming operation, but were subsequently forced into prostitution. 4 Chinese nationals were arrested for violating the Anti-Trafficking in Persons Act. Despite the significant operation, the resort continued to operate without interruption. On September 4th, 2024, 2 C-130 planes provided by the Armed Forces of the Philippines transported 168 foreign nationals to Manila. Upon arrival, they were taken to the detention facility of PAOCC, located in the Nasdaq building, Pasay City. All foreign nationals apprehended within the Tourist Garden Hotel compound have undergone inquest proceedings conducted by the BI for violation of immigration laws. An ongoing investigation is being conducted, with additional charges expected to be filed against the incorporators of the companies operating within the compound, as well as others implicated in the scam operations. PAOCC Chairman, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin, issued a memorandum on September 4, 2024, directing AMLC to apply with the appropriate court for the issuance of a freeze order or provisional asset preservation order covering all assets of the raided hotel compound. Preparations are underway for the deportation of the apprehended foreign nationals, ensuring their return to their respective countries of origin.
May I add, Madam Chair, that
Yes, Director. In addition dun sa may daan-daan palang dating POGO employees sa Porac, kina Miss Cassie Leong at Duan Renbu na nag-relocate lang sa Cebu, in addition dun sa parang manual or analog na money laundering, no? 8 million pesos in cash na sinubukan nilang ilabas dyan sa POGO Hub sa Cebu. Ano pa po yung pinaka-notable para sa PAOK na naibunyag ng raid na ito?
yung isang kinasuhan po natin, si Ginoong Xiaolong, is actually one of our subject persons of interest dun sa Lucky South 99. Siya po yung sinundan natin at sila po yung nahuli natin at nakasuhan natin dito sa Lapu-Lapu. The inquest proceedings, meron ako tayong resolution. Arraignment will be on Monday. So we're just clarifying with the IACAT Region 7 if we would have to bring in all the individuals back to Lapu-Lapu for the arraignment because we brought to Manila all the foreign nationals, ma'am, Around 169 of them. Opo.
Yung pangalan ng tao, Xiaolong,
Xiaolong, yes ma'am.
nakakainis, no? Malapit pa sa pangalan ng isang pagkain na masarap.
Yes ma'am, naging biruan po
Nakakainis.
namin yan. Yes
Oo,
ma'am.
diinan niyo siya sa kasong iyan.
Yes ma'am, several witnesses have pointed to the man as one of the actual operators of Lucky South 99
Yes.
na nakatakas po noong June 3. Yun nga po, babanggitin lang namin na nilipad po sila. Actually, 300 of them were flown from Clark International Airport to Lapu-Lapu. At 169 lamang po yung nakuha namin sapagkat yung ibang mga area sa subject ng mission order nung pinasok ko namin, walang mga tao. Siguro po nagpapahinga, lumabas and whatsoever. So, obviously ma'am, Madam Chair, honorable members of this Senate, meron pa hong ibang foreign nationals operating within the province of Cebu na kinakailangan pa ho nating mahuli.
Tama po.
Madam Chair, if I may.
One related question kay Senator De La Rosa.
Madam Chair, may I know from PAOK if you have a picture of this Xiaolong? Pwede natin ma-flash sa screen? Kasi baka mamaya nakikita natin, kakaharap natin yung tao niyan, hindi natin kilala. Yan na pala yung Xiaolong na malaking sindikato.
Your Honor, nahuli po natin siya.
Nahuli siya?
Yes, sir.
Siya ngayon.
Nasa PAOK Detention Facility po, dito sa Pasay din po. 16 po silang nakasuhan na nahuli natin lahat. So yung mag-ama na operator po talaga ng Pogo ay nahuli po natin.
Okay. So wala kang picture dyan na pwede makita dito?
Or siya ba yung sa video kanina na may hawak na
Hindi po
Name
ma'am,
card,
yun
iba
po
pa.
ay isang fugitive pa po. Iba pa po yun doon kay Xiaolong. Mr. Honorable Senator will ask the staff kung meron po kami dala to...
Kahit
To-
makita lang dito sa akin.
Yes sir, okay po. Yes sir, we'll do that sir.
Thank you so much.
Salamat,
Thank you, Madam Chair.
Senator
Madam Chair. May we
De La
know the
Rosa.
relationship, Madam Chair?
One, yes,
No,
Senator
that's what
Joel.
I asked. The relationship of this person to the Bamban or the Lucky South in Porac?
Linked ba yung Xiaolong?
Xiaolong is actually one of the owners, operators in Lucky South 99. Ganito po kasi, Your Honors, yung Lucky South 99, there were many locators within that particular compound ng Whirlwind Corporation. A good number of different Pogos were operating there. At yung isa po ay yung pinapatakbo ni Xiaolong. So nung nakatanggap po sila ng informasyon noong June 3, umalis na po sila.
Okay. Quick question kay Miss Cassie Leong, Miss Cassandra. Kilala niyo po si Xiaolong?
Hindi po, Madam Chair.
Paano po posible yon? Kasi binabanggit po si Xiaolong in connection pareho sa Lucky South 99 at sa Whirlwind Corporation. Mula sa simula, yun lamang yung sinasabi mong konektado ka. One more time, Miss Cassie, kilala mo ba si Xiaolong na associated hindi lamang sa Lucky South 99, kundi pati sa Whirlwind? And I remind you, you are under oath. Ito yung unang pagsagot mo sa amin, so magandang totoo yung isasagot nyo sa amin. Kilala nyo ba si Xiaolong?
No po, Madam Chair.
Okay, tatanungin pa namin ikaw ulit sa mga susunod. Director, hindi, bago ko yung follow-up question ko kay Director, Miss Cassie, kasi meron din akong tanong sa iyo tungkol dun sa isa pang tao. We just got this information quite recently. Alam mo ba na ang ninong mo na si Duan Renwu ay wanted fugitive sa China?
No po, Madam Chair.
Pero ninong niya si Duan Renwu. Balik kay... You want to say something else, Miss Cassie? On the mic, please.
Wala po, Madam Chair.
Alright, matatanong ka
Madam
pa
Chair,
namin. Senator Joel, before I go back to Director.
Hindi lang po ako makamove
Director
on because
Casio.
hindi niya gaanong kilala and yung relationship niya kasi kay Duan Renwu, ninong mo lang siya. Hindi ka ba niya empleyado o kapartner?
Partner po sa business.
Partner sa business.
Sa Whirlwind po.
Sa Whirlwind.
Opo.
Okay.
Sa
hindi
Whirlwind
ka niya
na
empleyado?
konektado si Xiaolong.
Hindi ka empleyado ni
Hindi,
Duan Renwu?
si Duan Renwu po. May ninong po.
Bukod kay ninong mo na si Duan Renwu na tinatanong ngayon ni Senator Joel, yung Xiaolong na inulat ng PAOK sa Cebu ay konektado din sa Lucky South 99 at saka sa Whirlwind Corporation?
Hindi ko po kilala, Madam Chair.
That's impossible since ikaw ang boss sa
So kasi
Senator Joel.
may question lang is dun lang sa Whirlwind kayo magka-partner ni Duan Renwu?
You mean which?
Sabi mo kasi magka-partner kayo sa
Opo,
negosyo.
sa Whirlwind po.
Whirlwind.
Opo.
Doon lamang wala na kayo ibang pinag-partneran?
Like,
No, you
kung meron
answer
kang
the
negosyo
question.
ka,
We ask the
kung meron kang
question.
negosyo, meron ka pang ibang pinartneran, kung anong partner yon kasi magkasama kayo sa isang bahay, tama po ba? Kasi isa yung address nyo eh.
opo.
So,
Tama
okay.
po.
So,
For sure.
hindi ko iniisip na magka-partner kayo, partner-partner, dahil kagaya ni Alicel, hindi ko iisipin yon. But other than that, ng Whirlwind, may ibang partner pa kayo ni Duan Renwu? Alam niyo, mahirap magsinungaling dito kasi marami kaming dokumento, marami kaming ipapakita
Meron
sa
po.
inyo. Yes, so meron.
Opo.
Ilang mga negosyo yung meron kayong partnership ni Duan Renwu?
Mr. Chair, can I check it po? Can
Sige
I
lang.
double check
Okay,
po?
sige, mamaya na lang Cassie, no. And lagi kayong no? I mean, close kayo ng ninong mo, Cassie? Close kayo? Tumitira kayo sa isang bahay eh.
Opo.
Close kayo.
Mm.
Ano yung relationship mo kay ninong Duan Ren mo? Magkasama kayo sa mga trips. For example, magkasama kayo sa trip sa Taipei. Natatandaan mo yun? Kasama si alias Alice at si Sheila. Natatandaan mo yung trip na yun?
Opo.
Question ko lang, bakit siya yung napili niyong kasama? Si Ninong sa isang barkada trip. Normal ba yun? Kung ang relationship mo lang Ninong?
Mr. Chair, speaking of Taiwan po, parang Chinese New Year po yata yun.
Yes.
Opo, tapos nag-aya po yung boyfriend ko, si Wesley Go, na pumunta po sa Taiwan. Tapos po niyaya ko po siya.
Kaya nga, ang tanong ko, hindi ba, normal ba yun na magyaya ka ng ninong mo, kasama mo yung boyfriend mo, na kine-claim mong boyfriend? Normal sa'yo yun? Ninong, sama ka, third wheel ka namin ng boyfriend ko.
Hindi lang naman po kami, Mr. Chair.
Kaya nga, normal
Opo.
ba yun? So, normal sa'yo yun? And Chinese New Year's, tayong mga Pilipino, I'm sorry, hindi ko alam kung you're a real Filipino, hindi ka magse-celebrate ng gaya ng Chinese New Year nang hindi ka super close sa isang tao. Is that correct?
You mean sino po yung hindi ko po?
Si Duan Renwu. I'm talking about Duan Renwu.
Close ko po siya.
So close kayo talaga.
Okay.
So again, hindi mo alam, sabi mo that international fugitive siya, hinahanap siya, wanted siya sa ibang bansa, pero tumitira ka sa the same house with him.
Yes po, Mr. Chair.
Ang dahilan at sabay kayong umalis noong June 11, bakit hindi mo kasama si Duan Renwu? Bakit siya yung ang kasabay mo, hindi pala si Wesley na boyfriend mo noong June 11?
Noong June 11 po, travel po going to Singapore po.
Yes, bakit
Opo.
hindi si Wesley ang kasabay mo? Bakit si Duan Ren?
Nagkaayaan lang po.
Si Duan Renwu, alam mo na isang dating police officer, Chinese police officer, alam mo po yun?
Yes po.
Marami ba siyang tauhan na Chinese military officials na nagpunta rin dito sa Pilipinas?
Sa pagkakaalam ko po, wala po.
Meron po kasi, no, marami pong nandito at sila yung tinuturong notorious dun sa mga torture chambers, mga kidnapping at mga crimes that committed here. Bakit ka nasa Malaysia nga pala, Miss Cassandra, with the Guo siblings? Kasi hindi ka sumabay sa kanila papunta doon, di ba?
Tama po, Mr. Chair. Bali po si Wesley Go po, nag-message po siya sa akin na magta-travel po sila going to Malaysia.
Sinabi niyang tatakas sila.
No.
Hindi mo alam na tatakas si Sheila at alias Alice at si Sheila patungong Malaysia?
No po, Mr. Chair.
Sige po. Madam Chair, I will not take the time of our colleagues. I will just propound my questions later. Thank you.
Salamat. Thank you din, Senator Joel. Last two questions ko sa PAOK, Yusek Cruz. Nung nakaraang hearing, nabanggit yung mga pangalan ni na Duan Renwu, Huang Ziyang at saka Zhang Jie. Pwede nyo ba kaming i-inform kung nasa saan itong tatlong tao ngayon? And magkakasama po ba sila?
Yes, Madam Chair. Wang Ziyang is now in Hong Kong.
Hong Kong.
And it's confirmed, ma'am. And
Di ba may nagsabi na sa Hong Kong na rin daw si Wesley Guo? Nag-link up ba sila? ni Huang
we're trying
Ziyang?
to validate the information as to the presence of Wesley Guo in Hong Kong right now.
Okay.
And Mr. Duan Renwu, the former Chinese police officer, is now still in Malaysia.
Malaysia.
Indonesia, sorry ma'am.
Indonesia.
And
Zhang Jie.
is still in Singapore. The one who helped former Mayor Alice Go.
Siya yung
in
ZJ
Singapore.
po na nag-reserve ng mga kwarto.
Yes, ma'am. That's the initial ZJ is Xiangji.
Nasa Singapore pa po.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so hindi sila magkakasama. Quick follow-up question kay Miss Cassie. Sina Wesley Guo at si Huang Ziyang ay nag-link up sa Hong Kong ngayon?
Hindi ko po alam, Madam Chair.
Or nasan ngayon si Wesley Guo?
Hindi ko po alam.
Hindi ka
Sa
tinatawagan,
SP
di ba,
Pro Tempore.
Madam Chair. Ba boyfriend mo?
Yes po, Mr.
Hindi
Chair.
ka natatawagan kung nasan na siya. Hindi ka worried kung nasan siya. O baka napatay na siya o ano. Kung may nangyari na sa kanya.
Mr. Chair,
Are
yung
you not concerned about his safety? Yes.
Miss Cassie.
Mr. Chair, yung mga phone ko po is nasa MBI right now. So wala po kaming contact. And I have new phone pero wala pong other contact po.
Don't you know his number?
No, Mr. Chair.
Paano nagtatawag ako? Hindi mo alam number niya?
Hindi ko po memorize.
Paano kayo
Mr. Chair.
siya tumatawag sa'yo? Siya tumatawag sa'yo before? Ba't di mo alam ang number niya? Posible naman.
Mr. Chair, if ever na nagkatawagan, nakasave na. So, hindi ko rin po memorize.
Alright.
Salamat, SP Pro Tempore. Huling tanong ko, Yusek Cruz sa PAOK. Well, lumalabas. Hanggang ngayon, lumalabas. Pinaglalaroan tayo ng mga dayuhang ito. Pinaglalaroan nila yung mga batas ng Pilipinas. Mula sa illegal na gawain, kabuuan ng POGO, hanggang sa torture, human trafficking, pati pagtakas mula sa otoridad. So, sino po sa pagkaalam ng PAOK, yung mga dati at kasalukuyang opisyal ng gobyerno ang lumalabas na tumulong at nakinabang sa buong sindikatong ito?
As agreed in our previous meetings with other law enforcement agencies, PAOK will be looking at the money laundering aspects and the filing of trafficking in person and the qualified trafficking, human trafficking. As to the involvement of the officers or officials of various agencies that were mentioned in some intelligence reports, ang usapan, ma'am, is they will be conducting their own investigation. Like for the PNP, they have their IAS, Internal Affairs Service, and the BI also have their own legal affairs, internal legal affairs. Ganon din, ma'am, sa NBI. So, hindi na kami, ma'am, pumasok courtesy, ma'am, sa mga agencies, ma'am. So, what we focus on more is the money laundering, which yung nangyayari ngayon na pinapile nating kaso, ma'am, is a collaboration with all the agencies involved with PAOK as the team head, ma'am.
So pero team head kayo, nagkaroon lang kayo ng division of labor
Yes,
in
ma'am.
terms of the major issues
Yes, ma'am.
konektado sa
Yes,
POGO.
ma'am.
Although narinig ko ulit dito sa tabi namin si Senator Joel, ang tagal lang talaga. And I hope na yung sinasabi niyong siguro institutional courtesy sa pagitan yung mga ahensya will not fall again into yung extreme and unreasonable na compartmentalization which partly has led to this problem. Meron ba kayong kahit time frame kayo bilang team head na either ni-recommend nyo, napagkasundoan yung mga ahensya within which you will finish your investigations at ma-i-inform nyo sa publiko? Kasi kami dito sa Senado, malamang mauuna sa inyo. Siguradong mauuna sa inyo sa pagsara nitong aming investigasyon and then we will present our committee report. Di naman kayo siguro masyadong matagal na mahuhuli sa amin? Do you have a time frame?
Yes, ma'am. Actually, ma'am, every week we have this meetings, ma'am. And every time we always try to prepare for Senate hearings. Kasi ma'am, we are anticipating that these questions will be asked as to what happened sa mga iniimbestigahan ng mga tawan. But I think the agency is concerned, ma'am. Siguro, ma'am, we will remind the agencies, being the team head, ma'am, we will remind all the agencies that they come up with the result of their investigation already. Kasi nga, itong mga last few weeks, ma'am, we focus more on the filing of the cases. Yes, ma'am.
So possibly within a month, matapos na yung mga investigasyon nyo? Yusek, shall I recognize Director Casio?
Yes.
Madam Chair, we, as stated by the good Yusek, we have different taskings po. So we meet every week, and last week, our prosecutorial team have discussed other cases to be filed in relation to the question that you were stating earlier on, Madam Chair. So I think we've given ourselves until the end of October to file to conclude all case filings in relation to Bamban, if I recall it right, ma'am.
Right. O at least clear timetable yon, end of next month.
Yes, ma'am.
Pag-file ng lahat ng kaso.
We will
Kaugnay ng
conclude.
Bamban.
Yes, ma'am.
Kailan naman po yung sa Porac?
Porac, ma'am, nagsimula pa lang po tayo mag-file. We submitted for resolution. We submitted the complaint, if I'm not mistaken, only last week in relation to Lucky South 99. So we would defer to the Department of Justice panel of prosecutors, ma'am, as to their timetable.
And dun sa mga kasong tatapusin yung i-file sa Bamban at sinimulan nyo lang trabahuin sa Porac, hindi lang ito tungkol kina Guo Huaping. Meron ding mga government personnel or officials na kasabwat nila sa Pogo operations mismo, the crimes related to the Pogo operations at pati yung pagtakas ni Guo Huaping.
Yes, ma'am, without going into specific details, the answer to the question is affirmative.
Alright, salamat. Kasi sa ngayon, para sa amin, yun yung isang malaking gap pa. Dahil hindi naman pwedeng sina Guo Huaping lamang ang mananagot sa kung anumang mga krimen ang mapatunayang nagawa nila. But yung mga kasama natin sa gobyerno who aided and abetted, even profited, kung totoo yung mga lahat tayo nakakarinig na ganyang mga usap-usapan ng suhol, no? One of the worst things in government, ay dapat matukoy din para yung hustisya ma-deliver sa ating mga kababayan. So, huli na lamang before I turn over to SP Pro Tempore, Senator Jinggoy. Isang tanong kay Miss Sheila mula sa akin sa hearing na to. So, ulitin ko lang, talaga bang hindi mo alam na ikaw ang may-ari ng Alicel?
Hindi po.
Kasi alright, and huling-huling tanong ko para sa iyo, Miss Sheila, sa hearing na to. Yung bahagi ng kwento mo na lumipat kayo mula sa small boat papunta sa big boat, paano kayo lumipat?
Paano po?
Paano kayo lumipat? Kasi hindi naman pwedeng mula sa small boat, lilipad kayo sa big boat. Pero nasa dagat kayo. So paano kayo lumipat from the small to the big boat?
Mayroon kasi yung palang handanan ng bahaba. Paakyat
May
po.
hagdan,
Opo.
ladder.
Hindi ko alam kung ano tawag yun po.
Yung hagdan ay dala sa small boat or galing sa big boat?
Galing sa big boat.
Galing sa big boat.
Ano, sa gitna ng
SP Pro
dagat?
Tempore.
Opo, nasa dagat po.
Sa gitna ng dagat, merong lumabas na ladder.
Opo, yung galing sa malaki lamang.
Tapos umakyat kayo sa ladder. Ganun ba?
Opo, may naakyat po kami.
Sa gitna ng dagat.
Opo.
Di ba
So, pag-
maalon?
Medyo po.
Pag nahulog, dire-diretso tubig.
Opo.
Oh, may mountain climbing na nangyayari dito. Kung totoo yung kwento mo, Miss Sheila. So, at this point, susunod na magtatanong, SP Pro Tempore, Senator
Thank
Jinggoy.
you,
have the
Madam Chair.
floor.
Alias Alice, tumingin ka sa akin. Lumalabas na nakalap ng aking tanggapan, isa ka sa nagtayo ng 3 Lin Q Farm noong taong 2015. At ikaw mismo nagdeklarang CEO. Correct?
Sen, may case po final po sa akin sa AMLAC. So, I invoke my right against self-incrimination po. Sorry po.
May mga dokumento na eh. Pinapa-confirm ko lang sa'yo.
Opo, Sen. Pero
Ah?
may na-file na rin po sa akin ng AMLAC.
Okay, what is the nature of the business?
The nature of the business po is piggery po.
Okay, where is it located?
Malabobo.
Where?
Malabobo, mga Tarem, Pangasinan.
Mga Tarem. Is it still operational?
Sa ngayon po, Sen, hindi ko po alam.
Hindi mo alam pero ikaw CEO.
Sen, I invoke my right against self-incrimination.
I'm just asking you if it is still operational. That is not an incriminating question.
Operating po, hindi ko po alam as of the moment po.
Gaano kalaki itong farm na ito? Gaano kalawak?
Sen, pasensya na po talaga.
Gaano kalawak? That is not an incriminating question.
May final na po sa akin ng AMLAC po.
That is
for
not an incriminating question. You answer.
Opo, pero may na-file na po sa akin si AMLAC.
So what? I'm just asking you, gaano kalawak?
Sen, hindi ko po alam po yung exact po. At alam ko po, Sen, na since may na-file na po sa akin ng AMLAC, I invoke my right against self-incrimination po.
But I'm telling you, my question is not incriminating. So you can just answer. Ilan square meters? 1,000 ba? 2,000 ba? 3,000 ba?
Sen, pasensya na po, may na-file na po sa akin ng AMLAC.
Alam mo, talagang... ilan yung alaga mong baboy doon?
Sen, pasensya na po talaga.
Ha?
Sen, may na-file na po kasi sa akin ng AMLAC. Kaya lahat po ng sasagutin ko po dito may use against me po.
Piggery lang yun. Hindi mo alam kung ilan yung baboy na ano. Why are you always invoking your right against self-incrimination? That is not... Attorney Stephen, you ask your client to answer that it's not an incriminating question. Gaano
Your Honor,
kalawak yung
I-
farm?
I cannot teach my client to answer because it's up to her whether she knows whether the answer will incriminate her or not.
But do you think that my question is incriminating against her?
It's not about how we think, Your Honor. It's about how she believes it will incriminate her. That's her right, Your Honor. That's her constitutional right.
I know her rights, of course. She can always answer that, but we cannot ferret out the truth. If she always answers that way. Meron bang business permit? Yung ano?
Your Honor, sa ngayon po, hindi ko rin po alam.
Kasi nag-ooperate ang yung 3 Lin Q Farm, wala kayong business permit, wala kayong sanitary permit, wala kayong fire safety inspection permit, wala kayong DNR permit. Oh. At bakit hindi mo dineclare yung 3 Lin Q Farm sa salin mo nung 2022 hanggang 2023?
Sen, hindi po ako sure kung na-declare po.
Madam Chair, can you please, Sofina, Duces Tecum, the salin? Of, meron na ba? Salin, ha? Can you, okay, are you
Yes,
aware
SP Pro Tempore, we will furnish it.
Are you aware of the bank transactions of your piggery, yung 3 Lin Q? Aware ka ba?
Sen, anong pong transaction po?
Okay. Ang pinupunto ko rito, okay, yung kumpanya mo, with a 10 million capital had no financial activities in 2018, 2019, and 2020. And yet, bakit napakalaki ng mga bank transactions mo simula noong 2016 hanggang taong kasalukuyan? Between 2021 and 2024, may sudden surge in bank transactions amounting to about 650 million pesos based on the findings of the AMLA. In total, the bank transactions of your piggery farm amounted to 831 million from 2016 to 2024. Are you aware? Ganun ba kalaki yung pera?
Sen, may final na po sa akin sa AMLAC po. I invoke my right against self-incrimination po.
Lalabas at lalabas talaga yung katotohanan niya. Alam mo talaga sinungaling ka talaga, Madam Chair. Alam mo
And
talaga.
SP Pro Tempore, in direct relation to that, Go Huaping, you are in continuing contempt. You are continuing to be evasive, for the record.
Okay, thank you, Madam Chair. Oh, dito sa salin mo, you did not declare. Walang pangalan ng 3 Q Farm. Dito, sa salin mo.
Sen, di po talaga ako sure kung. Pero alam
Hindi
ko
nga,
po
wala nga. I'm telling you, wala ka nilagay. You did not indicate it. In your salin. You want me to confront with these papers, with these documents?
Sen, related din po siya sa money laundering po na case po. I invoke my right po ulit. Sorry po talaga.
Crazy talaga ito. Anyway, are you aware of the fund transfers that you personally made in the bank transfer of 3 Q Farm to RMCE Metals? Ano yung RMCE Metals?
Your Honor, RMCE, kung di po ako nagkakamali, bentahan po yun ng mga bakal po.
O kaya nga, nag-fund transfer ka ng pera? Natatanda mo ba?
Your Honor,
Amount, September 20, 2016, amounting to 979,000 pesos.
Your Honor, yung pangalan po na RMCE po, RMCE naalala ko po. Pero yung amount po, hindi ko na po maalala.
Madam Chair, RMCE Metals, Madam Chair, is AMLAC's person of interest, if I'm not mistaken, for illegal drug activities. And aside from 3 Q, you yourself remitted to RMCE Metals 800,000 in a single transaction in 2019. What is that for?
Ang transaction po namin kay RMCE po is puro bakal po.
In one single transaction, 800,000?
Bakal lang po yung natandaan ko po na binili po namin sa kanila kasi yun lang po din yung alam po namin na product po nila.
So, Madam Chair, I think these corporations, along with several other companies of alias Alice, are just being used as a front for money laundering. And there are several questionable and humongous bank accounts or bank transactions that are not backed up by their incomes and business activities. And I think AMLAC should take note of this. Sino representative ng AMLAC?
Attorney Arnold.
Yes, Your Honor. That's already part of our investigation, Your Honor.
All right. Okay, Cassandra. What is your full name?
Catherine Cassandra Leong po.
Ilan taon ka na
Mr.
ngayon?
24 years old po.
Birthday?
May 23, 2000 po.
Ano pangalan magulang mo?
Ang mom ko is Lee Xia-ing. Ang dad ko naman, I think, is Richard. Hindi ko
You
po,
think?
hindi ko po alam yung full name ng dad ko kasi hindi ko po siya nakasama.
Yung nanay mo?
Lee Xia-ing.
Lee
Xia-ing.
Ong Ying.
L-I-X-I-A-Y-I-N-G.
Okay, saan ka pinanganak?
Sa San Juan, Manila po.
Ha?
San Juan, Manila po.
San Juan,
Opo.
Metro Manila.
Opo.
Kailan, kababayan pala kita. Kailan kayo tumira sa San Juan?
I think since until 2, 3 years old, hindi ko po maalala.
2001.
Since nung doon ako pinanganak, I think po. Tapos lumipat kami sa Binondo.
Saan ka nakatira ngayon?
Ngayon po, doon sa bahay sa Porac po, bago ako umalis na.
Sino kasama mo sa bahay mo?
Si Ninong po.
Doon sa bahay sa San Juan, may naalala ka
Sa
pa?
San Juan po.
Ha?
Saan pong bahay? Sa San Juan po,
Oo,
Mr. Chair?
may naalala ka pa? Bahay mo sa San Juan? Hindi mo alam kung saan ka pinanganak doon? Paano ka pinanganak? Hindi mo
Hindi
alam
ko
kung
po
paano
alam.
ka
Ibig
pinanganak?
sabihin sa ospital ba, sa home birth ba, sa kumadrona?
Sa Madrona, tapos dinala po
So
sa
hindi sa
ospital.
ospital. Yun ang,
Tapos
yun ang-
dinala po sa
gusto kong
ospital,
tanungin.
Mr. Chair.
Hindi ka sa ospital pinanganak.
Hindi po, pero dinala po sa ospital.
Ano ospital?
Wait lang po. I-confirm ko ulit yung address ng ospital.
Kasi ilan lang yung ospital namin sa San Juan eh.
Chinese Gen po, Mr. Chair.
Ang layo naman nun. From San Juan, dinala ka ba sa Chinese General? Ng nanay mo?
Hindi ko po alam sa kanya.
Kasi base sa...
Miss Cassie, alam ko first time mong humarap sa committee namin
Opo.
kasi nagmagandang loob kami sa doktor, no?
Opo.
Ng House of Representatives na nagsabing bumagsak ang blood pressure mo, kailangan mo ng 2-3 araw na makapaghinga sa ospital. Pinagbigyan po namin yon. First time yung sumagot sa amin.
Opo.
Sumagot kayo ng maayos po. Seryoso po itong mga tanong, hindi katatawanan. Ano po? Miss Cassie.
Opo.
Alright. Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Tempore.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam Chair. Base sa record ng birth certificate mo, pinanganak ka nga sa San Juan. Ito. At kasalukuyan, mayor ako nun. No San Juan. Alright? Pinanganak ka through hilot by a certain Rosario Mendez. Alright? Nakalagay dito sa dito sa certificate of live birth mo. At ang address na nakalagay ay 347 P. Mendoza Street, San Juan. Okay. Alam mo, matagal akong mayor doon, 7 na taon eh. Naalala mo anong barangay itong P. Mendoza Street?
Hindi po, Mr. Chair.
Okay. Inusisa at pinagtanong ng aking mga staff sa mismong barangay at sa mga residente na kinasasakupan nung sinasabi mong address na 347 P. Mendoza. Yun ay nasa barangay Ermitanyo. Kung may ganong address na nag-exist noon pa man. Ngayon, wala na raw ganyan number, house number, maski noon pa. Ngayon kasi, naging 2 digits na lang yung house number, pero ginagamit pa rin ng mga residente ang lumang 3-digit house number sa PB Mendoza Street. At wala rin nakakakilala na sinasabing manghihilot na nagngangalang Rosario Mendez. Alright? And also, I'd like to point out, Madam Chair, that the place of birth indicated in the certificate of live birth of is 345 P. Mendoza Street. Wala pong ganyang address o house number sa San Juan. Maniwala ka sa akin. Kabisado ko lahat ang kalsada ron. Madam Chair, it seems that the entries in the birth certificate of Cassie Ong are is quite questionable. No? Walang manghihilot, walang Rosario Mendez, at wala rin yung address sa San Juan na nakalagay sa kanyang birth certificate. At isa pa, nung mayor ako ng San Juan, libre panganganak doon. Hindi kami gumagamit ng manghihilot. Libre panganganak doon sa mga health center. Nung mayor ako. At libre libing doon pag namamatay ng mga tao ron.
SP Pro Tempore, tanungin ko lang ang COMSEC kung nandito pa ulit ngayon ang PSA.
Yeah, I think so.
So SP Pro Tempore, baka pwede nating i-bring sa attention ng PSA ito, i-check yung regularity or irregularity nitong certificate of late registration of live birth.
Is there a
birth certificate.
representative from
Meron daw
PSA?
po, SP Pro Tempore.
Saan?
Kayo po ba, taga PSA? Ay, nakapanumpa kayo kanina? Previously. Okay na po yun.
Could you have a copy? I am on hold of a certification from your office that said subject, yung Ying Xia Li, allegedly the mother of Cassie Ong, wala negative record of birth in the PSA CRS database. At yung Ying Xia Li and Richard Ong Chow Hong, negative din ang record sa based on record of marriage in the PSA CRS database. Do you confirm this?
That's confirmed, Your Honor. Because the parent, the mother is a Chinese, so hindi siya pinanganak talaga dito sa Pilipinas. The father allegedly was born as Chinese, but parang merong pinapakita in the Congress, in the House of Representatives, that the father was naturalized. So kaya yun yung nakalagay doon sa COLB ni Miss Cassie Leong.
Kasi they have no record of their marriage in your database, even though their purported marriage indicated in her birth certificate happened in December 13, 1998 in Manila City Hall. This is another case of questionable birth certificate issued through late registration, and there is no basis for the issuance of Cassie Ong's birth certificate. They should be investigated, and they should immediately be cancelled if there are findings.
Yes, Your Honor. We have already launched fact-finding investigation on the ground sa LCRO ng San Juan City. In fact, ongoing pa rin yung yung fact-finding.
Ito, late registration. Pinanganak siya May 23, 2000. Niregister May 16, 2001. Mayor pa ako nito. Itong mga pumirma, mga empleyado ko ito, kilala ko itong mga ito. This has to be investigated thoroughly.
Yes,
Hindi
Your
naman
Honor.
pwedeng laging dami naman mga Chinese dito, late registration lahat.
Yes, Your Honor. That's one of the individuals na binabantayan ng PSA and are already subject of investigation, including yung mga iba pang mga may information po kami sa ibang LCROs din.
Ha? Yeah, tao ko ito. Ito pumirma, tao ko. Lahat. Pero lumipat na lang. Hindi, ito siya na-stroke na eh. Pero loyal pa. I'm done, Madam Chair.
Thank you, SP Pro Tempore. Ngayon pakikinggan natin, magtatanong na ang Majority Leader, Senator Francis. You have the floor.
Part 2. Is there anybody here from the Department of Justice?
Meron po, Attorney Prosecutor Gatdula.
Good afternoon, Madam Chair. Good afternoon, Your Honors.
Nothing to do with the facts, but what transpired and what will still happen. Thank you for filing another case involving human trafficking, UTIP. I think that was filed yesterday.
Your Honor, actually, the qualified trafficking in persons for PORA was filed last week.
Last week.
Yes, Your Honor.
Understand this was filed before the Regional Trial Court of Pasig.
Your Honor, the resolution of the Supreme Court allowing the transfer of the cases against the
I think you're referring to the resolution of the Supreme Court issued yesterday.
It was released last September.
So,
Yes, last September
consolidating
13.
all the cases in one regional trial court in Pasig.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And that involves Ms. Alice Go.
Yes, Your Honor.
And the difference between the case filed, which is now properly lodged with the Valenzuela Regional Trial Court, which is branch 282, and the one filed in Pasig, which is a violation of Republic Act 10364, is that the one filed in Pasig is a non-bailable case.
Yes, Your Honor.
The one filed in Valenzuela is bailable.
Yes, Your Honor, because that's the graph, Your Honor, please, which was filed by the Ombudsman, Your Honor, please.
And then, is there a possibility of having both cases consolidated?
Your Honor, we believe, Your Honor, please, it would be difficult to consolidate both cases considering that it tackles different matters, Your Honor, please. Because the one that was filed by the Ombudsman pertains to a complaint filed by the Department of Interior Local Government, Your Honor.
And then the one filed by the DOJ,
The one filed by the DOJ, Your Honor, please, pertains to the complaint filed by the PAOK and the CIDG and the NBI, Your Honor.
but are you aware of Section 2, Rule 119 of the Rules of Court, which I will try to quote? Charges of offenses founded on the same facts or forming part of a series of offenses of similar character may be tried jointly at the discretion of the court.
We submit, Your Honor, please. However, Your Honor, please, considering that we believe, Your Honor, please, then the complaint of the DILG only pertains to the licenses issued
Licenses concerning
concerning the operations,
of,
Your Honor. Yes, Your Honor.
and the one filed by the DOJ concerns
The ones involving trafficking, Your Honor, please, and
trafficking
in persons.
within, outside the Banban
Yes, Your Honor.
Pogo Hub.
Yes, Your Honor.
So we're now looking forward to commonality of facts. Perhaps this will now depend on the discretion of the court, the efficiency of judicial management. So there is a possibility, my dear colleagues, that this would be consolidated in one court.
We will.
There is a possibility.
Yes, Your
You're
Honor.
not the judge.
Yes, Your
I will
Honor.
give you a C.
Yes, Your Honor. There's a possibility, Your Honor, please. We could raise that matter to the Secretary of Justice, Secretary Remulla, and possibly file another request before the Supreme Court for change of venue, Your Honor, please.
Ito namang paulit-ulit na sinasabi ni Ms. Sheila Go as well as Ms. Alice, yung kanina huling na tanong na yung huling sinabi niya kanina, meron daw hagdanan. Pero yung dating narinig ko, yung huling hearing, merong bintana. It is as if they're trying to maintain that the mode of quote-unquote escape from the Philippine authorities was through a vessel. Tama? Sumakay daw sa dagat. Hindi ko na sila tatanungin na paulit-ulit na tayo doon eh. Sumakay sa dagat, sumakay sa sasakyang pandagat, sumakay sa yate, lumipat sa isang sasakyang pandagat, dumaan sa mga isla palabas ng Pilipinas. So, siguro bibigyan ka, ito na yung midterms mo. Kung sakaling totoo itong mga sinasabi nila, and the offense there would be a violation of a summons issued by the Senate committee. Would you agree with me that such case can be considered as a continuing offense? Okay, if it is a continuing offense, the nature of a continuing offense is that where it was initiated, where it started, where it continued, and where it was, where it ended. Yun yung continuing offense. So, ibig ko sabihin ganito, Kung tama yung sinasabi nila na dito dumaan, sumakay sa yate, sumakay sa barko, palipat-lipat, in any of the jurisdictions where they passed, any court can assume jurisdiction. And
Yes, Your Honor.
for that matter, the violation took place in any place as part of that escape route. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. So, ang ibig sabihin, pagpatuloy pa rin tong kanilang pagmamatigas ng ulo na sinasabi doon sila dumaan, naririnig ako ng mga abogado nila, that would not prevent the Department of Justice from filing a necessary offense violation in a venue where which is part of their escape route. And I'm saying this, perhaps in the confines and convenience of their present detention facilities, akala nila safe na safe sila. Paano kung i-file nyo yung kaso nitong sinabi kong isa, yung sa continuing offense? Final nyo sa Sulu, RTC. Final nyo sa Tawi-Tawi. Doon mapapalagay si Ms. Sheila Go sa Sulu.
Yes,
sa
Your
Sulu
Honor.
Detention Facility.
Yes, Your Honor.
Kaibigan ko mga tiga-Sulu, pinaglalaban ko nga yung budget nila kasi tinanggal sila sa BARM. So, may posibilidad na doon nyo i-file yung isang kaso sa Sulu o sa Tawi-Tawi.
Yes, Your Honor. There's a possibility.
So ngayon, kung yun ang dinidiinin na Ms. Sheila Go at Ms. Alice Go na talagang sumakay sila sa sakyang pandagat, baka siguro magising-gising sila dahil pwede pala silang ikulong sa Sulu o sa Tawi-Tawi. Tama?
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Sheila Go, sabi ko, hindi ako magtatanong sa inyo eh. Talaga ba sumakay kayo sa mga sasakyang pandagat?
Opo.
Narinig mo yung sagot ng prosecutor.
Hindi ko masyado po intindi.
Mas malapit ka kaysa sa akin. Di ba, Le? Sa tanungin ko na lang si Miss Alice Go. Narinig mo po yung tanong ko?
Opo, Sen.
Yung pa rin yung sagot nyo na hindi kayo sa eroplano, sa barko kayo sumakay.
Opo, Sen.
Ayun.
Sa barko po talaga kami sumakay.
So payag kayong makulong ma-detain sa detention facilities, ma-file na ng kaso sa Regional Trial Court ng Sulu or Tawi-Tawi. Malayo na yun dito.
Barko po yung sinakyan po
Hindi,
naman.
payag kayong doon ma-detain sa Sulu. Mahirapan na yung abogado mong pumunta ron. Okay lang sa'yo yun?
Wag naman po sana.
Ay kaya gusto namin magsabi ka ng totoo eh. Ano ba talaga yung sinakyan? Kasi makakatulong din sa inyo yon. So, ayaw mo, wag naman sana. Wala na makakadalaw sa'yo doon. Hindi ka na malalapitan ng mga abogado mo. Tsaka siguro, iba na yung mga security officers mo doon. Malayo-layo na yon. So, DOJ, take note of that. Prosecutor.
Yes, Your Honor.